This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Like, I'm nuts when it comes to dinner. I have to have a salad and or soup and a vegetable starch and a meat. I have to.
That is nuts.
Yeah, I'd like 3 orders of garlic chicken.
And
then 3 orders of white rice.
then?
And then... Oh, hey, you guys want soup? Sure. Yeah, 3 orders of wonton soup.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And Dario and I have gotten into it before, arguments about when he first was making dinner and he would just make a bunch of steaks. And I'd look around going, and then, and then. And he was like, what? I made steaks. And I was like, right, but normal humans eat sides.
Oh, some fortune cookies, too. And then you can put it in a brown paper bag and come put it in my hand because I'm ready to eat.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit and count. Our chairs stacked just like a mountain. You heard about it, she running her mouth, she wants to.
Do you ever have something happen in your life
Yes.
that feels, there's a preposition there.
Sorry.
Sentence was continuing. That feels like a scene out of a movie or feels like a scene out of a television show. You know, you're in it and you're like, are there cameras somewhere? This cannot be happening organically. Ever had that happen?
Yes, all the time.
Yes. But it was probably because of that show. Remember Caught on Candid Camera?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you look around going, where's the candid camera?
Yeah.
This can't be real. I'm being set up type of thing.
I always think of punked. That's why every time something happens, I look around. I'm like, there's got to be something going on here.
What's Punked? Same thing?
Punked? Punked was that Ashton Kutcher show. We just had Dude, Where's My Car as the open of the show this morning. That's a lot of Ashton Kutcher at 7:02 a.m.
It's also Ashton Rotman.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of Ashtons at 7 a.m.
Way too much action.
There was a show where like he would set people up, right? And there were cameras and whatnot. And look, the way that reality television has exploded over the last decade or so, I guess 2 decades, I never saw that coming. I never saw the Love is Blind and Fantasy Island and, you know, obviously The Bachelor has been around for years and years and years. I never saw that the reality show, category would be so prevalent. I never thought that, you. Did you ever think that like there'd be so many reality shows on television?
It was a hard pivot from sitcoms to reality. Survivor and Deadliest Catch and American Choppers and
Yeah, you know, all the normal ones.
But what are you saying? Is that a shot at me?
It's not a shot.
But I thought it would kind of burn itself out by now, and it really hasn't. People love it that much?
Toddlers and Tiaras, like TLC has made an entire business model out of just putting cameras, and it's cheap. It's really inexpensive.
To do?
Yeah, because...
From a production standpoint?
Yes.
Really?
It's just paying basically for the cruise and then having people live their lives, right? So I'm sure you get paid for that type of stuff on some level, but it's not as much.
Do?
I would guess that you have to get paid something.
Like Mountain Men. Have you ever seen Mountain Men?
I'm sure the Mountain Men get paid. What do you think, Ashy?
They do get paid. I can tell you for a fact that anyone on a reality show, because they're leaving their current employment, they do get a stipend.
What about Bros and Hoes, the show you liked?
I would assume same thing. Because otherwise you're leaving your job. Like
Couple of fallacies in that statement, though. Bros and Hoes, no, it was called MILF Manor.
Yeah,
and he didn't like it. He was forced to watch it for show content.
And I only watched 2 episodes.
And then he quit.
Well, you could ask your guy. Remember the guy that came on?
Oh, yeah, but I mean, I know that they were getting paid on a certain level. Like they were
paid.
I don't know, 50 grand?
I don't know exactly how much. I know that they get some sort of something that's similar to what their living wage would have been.
Well, you know what? I forgot. They asked us to be on a reality show, which
The Garages?
I ixnayed. Yeah. And they were going to pay $130,000 an episode or something like that if it got to that point. Yeah.
It
was a big number.
$130,000
I mean, it was a big
episode?
It was a large
That's
number.
outrageous. So I bring this up because yesterday we're at Chase's track meet at Homestead. It's a whatever, junior high track meet. And I'm up on the top row of the bleachers with my girls, 5 and 3, and Chase's dad is there with his sons, who I believe are like 7 and 5. So little kids, right? We're trying to entertain them while the big kids are running the track meet. So we give them a bouncy ball. But a rule was you can only throw the bouncy ball over the back of the bleachers. Then they would run down the stairs, run around, go collect the ball, bring it back, and they're basically playing catch with themselves. It was amazing. But at one point during the meet, the bouncy ball accidentally went forward, Chew. It went forward down the steps of the bleacher. Bounce, 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 bounce. And then, serendipitously, it bounced off the railing back into the bleachers, okay? And then it went bounce, bounce, bounce through the hole of the railing onto the track. And there is the bouncy ball, rolling over lane 8, lane 7, lane 6, all the way until it made a stop in lane 1. And the 400-meter dash was going on at this time, guys. And we are sitting there going, oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
One question, Jen. You didn't see this coming? I mean, as
That's
soon
a fair
as
question.
you gave them the ball, you should have been like, this was not a good idea.
They were throwing it over the back of the bleachers. Okay?
Yes.
So it's sitting there, guys, in lane 1. And the girls' 7th and 8th grade 400-meter dash is coming to a conclusion. And they are rounding the bend, Kentucky Derby style. Well, a little slower than that, but still. And every girl that ran past the ball, I saw my life flash before my eyes. Because I thought for sure someone was going to be focused on the finish line and not focusing on the track in front of them. I was going to step on that ball and whoop, fall down. And then the next person would whoop, fall down. And then the next person would whoop, and it felt to me like a scene from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Did you play it off like, it's not my ball?
Whose ball is
Mine.
that? How rude.
See, Jen, you always go with the, okay, honey, run to the fence way over there. I'll time you. 1, 2, and then you stop
counting. Yeah, of course.
48.
It's not my
40.
first rodeo at this parent
Yeah.
thing. But no one stepped on the ball. There must have been, no lie, 9 girls that ran over this ball. Some of them saw it and it was like a deliberate like whoop, and others just kind of like their strides evened out where they just stepped over it. The entire field of runners ran over this ball and not a soul hit the turf, hit the track. But I definitely felt like it was one of those Curb Your Enthusiasm moments. Like I was Larry David and I was going to cause a pileup of 7th and 8th grade girls in the 400-meter dash.
Did you get dirty looks?
A couple. There were a couple parents who spun around looking to see who had dropped the ball, literally. I can't believe it landed on the track. It could have landed anywhere else. It could have landed in lane 6. No one's running in lane 6 in the 400-meter dash. It could have rolled past lane 1 onto the infield. That wouldn't have been a problem, but it literally stopped in lane 1. And I was so glad that there were other adults there, because telling this story would have sounded like I was making it up, but there were other people who saw it happen and were like right there with me, panicking every time a girl got close to where this green ball was sitting on the track.
Do you think anybody was rooting for that?
Minus
Chewy?
Would you have been rooting for that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
What, for them to wipe out?
Yeah, 100%.
Would have been a nice video to
Half
have,
a cup?
I guess.
It would have been funny because all the
Yeah.
parents are video, you know.
Did you get the ball back?
We did, yes.
Okay.
So we had Chase.
Did they continue to play with the ball?
No, that was the end of the ball.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, you guys, round of applause for that one.
Yeah, because we learned our lesson. Yeah.
Proud of you.
Oh God, it was one of those moments, guys. I'm grabbing the knee of the person sitting next to me, going, "Oh God,
Here we go,
oh God,
here we
oh my
go."
God, oh my God, oh my God," and then thinking like, "Can someone just kick it? Can someone just kick it soccer style into the infield? Would that be too much to ask?" As the girls are coming around. Anyway, good stuff yesterday at the track meet. Very fun day. I can't believe, Chew, that my kid is going to be in high school in 3 months.
I can't believe I'm going to have a 29-year-old.
You're old, both of you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 29.
And the youngest, my daughter just turned 18 the other day, so. But I don't feel old.
Well, you should.
We talked about this the other day when we were talking about perceived age versus actual age.
But that was depressing, that video you sent of like Howard Cunningham and Maude and all these.
And it said what ages they were, right, when they played the characters that they played. And this goes back to what we were talking about with the Sex and the City and the Golden Girls, because how old were all of those people that were considered the elder characters on the show, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull it up here while we're having a chat
They were
about
like 50s, 55, I think was the
No,
oldest.
Richie Cunningham's dad, Tom Bosley, was 47. I thought he was like 60.
All right, so let me rattle off some of them here. Tom Bosley, 47. Ann B. Davis, 43. Agnes Moorehead, 46. Now, these are all, again, the older characters on shows from when we were kids. Remember the old lady from The Facts of Life?
Yes.
Yeah, she was 48.
That is. Yeah.
Don Knotts was 55 when he played the neighbor on your show, Three's Company.
What was he in? What was the cop show with Ron Howard?
Cops.
No.
Chips?
No, go way back. It's black and white.
Oh, NYPD Blue.
Not black and white.
Black and white.
Law and Order.
Hill Street Blues.
Opie.
Oh my gosh,
Beverly
the
Hills
Mayberry.
Cop.
The Mayberry one.
What's the name of the show?
Do 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 do
That's not helping me. I'm just thinking of cop shows. Hawaii Five-0.
Come on, no, come on.
CSI, any of them.
Mayberry.
Yes.
I can't. Why is
NCIS.
it escaping me?
NCIS.
There are a lot of cop shows now that you start
FBI.
aggregating them.
The Rookie.
Oh, Pete McGuanago saying the Andy Griffith
Andy
Show.
Griffith Show.
Yes, the cop show.
Cop show?
That's more of a fishing show, I think.
They were cops or dressed up
And they
as cops.
fished.
Yeah. Terrible show.
But yes, he was on that show as well. He must have been much younger, or at least somewhat younger on that show.
Yeah.
Why? How old do you feel? You don't feel 29 because your kid is 29.
I really don't feel an age. I don't know. I'm a click, 4 clicks from death.
How many clicks do you
I
get?
don't know.
Podcast title.
4 clicks? Click
4
would be
clicks.
what?
10 years? A click is
I
10
think it's
years?
longer than that. It's like 13.
Okay.
You get 13 clicks total?
Yeah.
What are you, a cat? No, cats get 9 lives.
so.
Sorry. God, who
Wait,
gets
no,
13 lives?
You think there's 13 clicks in a lifetime? So that means that each click...
Because
like
now
6?
I find myself, because you get to that age where you go to more funerals than you do weddings, probably. And if a person dies at this age, say a person dies at 86, I sit there and go, I'd take that. I'd take 86.
You don't want 89?
That's a little too far down the line. I
Too
think.
poetic? You
No.
remember 89?
It's beat down.
My brain's going to be, well,
Do you understand the joke that I referenced I'm trying to make here?
yes, my number was 89.
Well, it didn't sound like you understood it, so forgive me.
I understood it. It's just like my brain will be mush at 89.
And now it's...
I mean, it's
You know what?
soft.
Yeah, that's on me. Your brain does have a lot of good moments. every day,
Honestly,
so
what are
my
we
bad.
doing here? Why are we taking out
But do
Chewy's
you
brain?
do that?
Deserves
But do
it.
you do that?
What? Try to guess an age I want to live to?
Yeah. I mean, we all have a death clock.
Sure. I think there are websites actually where you can put in like information about like
Yeah,
your
there
eating
is.
habits and your workout habits and history of disease in your family, and it can calculate what your death clock is.
Do you smoke? Nope.
Right.
Do you drink 1 glass of wine a week?
Yeah, that's all going to prolong you.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
a
he's
lie.
lying. Both of them.
But he doesn't smoke. You don't smoke.
No. But when you go to the
True.
doctor and fill out, listen, are you truthful about how many glasses of whatever you drink a week? Why?
Yes. Because I don't need to lie about it. Don't
Well,
you think
it's
the doctor's
really
going to
not
give you a
fair.
more accurate?
It's not fair because I weigh about 7 times more than
They
you.
take that into consideration,
Not
bud.
when they look at you.
Yes, they do.
No.
That's the main reason they would do that.
Yeah, because you're a
can
lot bigger
physically
than I
see.
am. They can see that, like, this guy could have 4 glasses of wine and it would be fine, whereas if she had 4 glasses of wine, she'd be dead.
Then why do you get the dirty? Why do they give the dirty look? when
You
you're
need
like,
to go to a new doctor. That's what
I
that
think
is.
you're right.
I don't want to do the death clock, though. I don't want to know. If you could know when you were going to die, would you want to know? No.
Well,
Not
maybe.
even a little bit.
Maybe.
Right now, you would.
No.
I think you would.
No.
You don't want to live out the last... This is really deep. The last days of your life? Knowing?
Like if they said 88, I'd be like, all right, 54 minus 88. No, it's the other way around, right? 88 minus 54.
Sure. What if they said 60? You're going to die at 62. Would you change how you're living currently?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot more borscht.
A lot more borscht. Borscht and wine.
How that became your delicacy of choice, I will never know.
I tell you what, I'm going to have one of the boys make it, bring it in. It's going to smell funky.
I know.
So do you.
Your famous endorsement is, they like it. They don't love it, but they...
Ashton, as a connoisseur of food, you will actually be... It's not bad.
Again, every time you say something about it, it goes from it's great to it's not the best, but it's good to it's not bad.
Which also should be the motto of this show. Yeah. If we were looking for a catchphrase of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, it would absolutely be Chewy's description of
It's
borscht.
award-winning, damn
People like it. They don't love it. Jason Wilde coming up next with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Things moving along a little bit better now. No major delays around the area. We have one broken down vehicle in Waukesha County, right about at Elm Grove Road, almost at Elm Grove Road. It's off on the right shoulder, though, so it's not really affecting your ride too much. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, scattered showers, a high of 64 at the lake, 70 inland. Tonight, isolated showers with a low of 51. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Are you looking for the perfect restaurant for your next night out? Then make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate, your next dinner destination. Specializing in artisanal American cuisine, Aria features carefully prepared seasonal entrees along with a robust selection of craft cocktails, wine, and local beer. Join them on Sundays for the restaurant's famous trademark chicken, served family style with sides like mashed potatoes, goat cheese biscuits, and more. Make your plans today to dine at Aria. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com. That's aria@stkate.com.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry. Ridgetop Exteriors is Wisconsin's #1 choice for roofing, siding, windows, and doors. We are the trusted local experts who live and work in the areas we serve, which means we're helping friends and neighbors too. On top of that, Ridgetop Exteriors offers the most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your club card this May for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to kick off spring with some tweet cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at paysbig.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Show the world what your business is made of with 3 Tree Marketing.
I know we're different. I know we put a lot of time and effort into being different.
President Kevin Van Rossum knows that's important.
We've seen companies that are already well recognized respond extremely positively to what we're trying to do and what we've done really well. And it just always comes back to partnership. And there's no cost to that. It's just great people meeting each other, talking through some things, and all of a sudden things start developing.
Check out why 3 Tree is the partner you need. 3treemarketing.com.
Your first date? Going well. The carnival? Cash only. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you, with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs. So when you decide to win that giant stuffed purple raccoon at $5 a throw, we're looking out for you. No matter how many throws it takes. You've got this. With 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
You can't miss consistently in the second and third rounds too often, because then you're messing up your roster. And so I think Goody needs, and the Packers scouting staff need to have a really good night.
Okay, most of the time.
Almonds specifically, or all nuts?
Well, these nuts, those nuts, whatever nuts work.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brought to you by Boucher Automotive. With 16 different new car brands and over 35 pre-owned brands to choose from. Boucher Automotive. We are driven by you. And by the Bridgewater Modern Grill. Nestled in the heart of Milwaukee's emerging Harbor District. Enjoy a specialty crafted menu centered around a custom oak-fed grill.
We love, appreciate, and value Jason Wilde coming on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every week to give his perspective and expertise on all things GBP. And Jason, yesterday I was sitting at the dentist listening to Wilde and Tausch, and I had it on speaker because my headphones weren't working. And the lady who was cleaning my molars said, "Are they talking about you?" I said, "I think, yeah, that's me. I'm Jen Latta." She goes, "Oh, I recognized your voice." So I know you guys talked yesterday about the Jordan Love leadership thing on Wilde and Tausch. What conclusions did y'all come to when you were chatting?
That we shouldn't talk about it anymore.
Sorry, I had to reach for my microphone. You and Tausch said you guys shouldn't talk about it anymore?
Well, no, that's the conclusion I reached. I mean, look, I understand that yesterday we agreed to disagree, but
yes. Which again, I thought was that's a very mature position, right? When two people, and look, Jason, I think both of us are really smart people. Okay, I'm not going to toot my own horn here, but I think we are. I think we're both smart people, and I think that we can agree to disagree on something philosophically.
Absolutely, we can. I think it all depends on what information we may or may not have, and what information we may or may not share publicly, and what we may or may not be basing our opinions on, and how much knowledge we might have to form those opinions. But the bottom line is that.
Ooh, Jason, that sounded though. That sounded like you're saying you have more information than I do to base your opinion. Is that what you're saying?
Perhaps, yeah.
Okay, so again, I don't want to belabor this point, honestly. But
are you sure?
No, I am sure. I just what I'm struggling with on this whole thing was I felt at times yesterday my position was being misrepresented. I felt like you were insinuating that my opinion of Jordan Love and his potential leadership qualities was based on my dislike of Aaron Rodgers. Was that fair or unfair?
No, I don't think that's what I was saying. I think what I do think is there are a number of people, not just you. There are people in the building. There are certainly lots of fans who I think their frustration with what Aaron Rodgers became has led them to pull even harder for Jordan Love to not be like him and to do all the things that Aaron Rodgers maybe used to do that he stopped doing, and show the leadership that Aaron Rodgers, in a lot of people's opinion, used to show that he stopped showing in recent years, that it would appear he is now rediscovering or understanding that he needs to do once again in New York. And so I do think, whether people want to admit it or not, whether it's accurate for some people and inaccurate for others, that the frustration and the bad taste, and look, I am among the people who have a bad taste in their mouth for the way Aaron Rodgers went about being the face of the franchise and the leader of the pack, if you will, in recent years. I mean, as we briefly discussed yesterday, like when I confronted him in the group about calling out players, not by name, but he didn't have to be Magnum PI to figure out who he was talking about. Last year on McAfee about mental errors, to answer a question about Amari Rodgers in the manner that he did, to bemoan some of the aspects of the operation publicly in a passive-aggressive way, to have a press conference after throwing the game-deciding interception and saying you didn't like the play calls that were called in, or telling the world that you were promised a veteran wide receiver at the end of training camp and another one at the trade deadline, and neither of those things happened. Those are all exhibits A through, I don't know how many I gave there, F or G, of poor to questionable leadership. And I think that there are lots of people, and, Jen, I don't think it would be inaccurate to portray your position as you didn't really like the guy.
No, I've been very critical of those things. Absolutely, 100% agree with you. But I also am capable, and this is not specific to me, but of differentiating between the two, separating the two, and not making judgment calls or assertions about perceptions about Jordan Love based on the Aaron Rodgers scale. Like, so I think that I just wanted to make sure that you were giving me that credit. That it wasn't like Jen is so blinded by her dislike of Aaron Rodgers that she's, over emphasizing how great Jordan is going to be. Because that's the thing, Jason, like nobody here on this show is crowning Jordan Love. It was just like assessing, gleaning, extrapolating tiny little things that could blossom into things based on what we saw. And that's why I felt like it was actually, I didn't want it to seem, and I thought I disclaimed our way through it during the show, but I didn't want it to seem like we were over taking too much out of the press conference. But in every human interaction we have, we do extrapolate information that then we base our opinions on. Like when a waiter comes to the table and the way that they, pour the water, we start to process that information and say, oh, that person's having a good day or a bad day, right? And so I just felt like, I feel like there was a lot of criticism about I was heaping praise on Jordan Love because he quote unquote won the press conference, and I felt like it was over articulated, that wasn't the case.
Okay. Well, that's how it felt to me during the conversation, because it felt to me like that was what we were basing our discussion on, was that he made a good impression in the press conference, and when he talked about leadership, they were things that you would want to hear from someone who is going to be in a leadership position. And it did feel like in the conversation that we were putting stock in what he said about leadership to indicate that he will be able to take on that leadership role, and maybe he will. I mean, I hope he does. I just think it's going to be really an interesting journey for him. And the good news for him is that there are very few veteran players left, and it would appear that David Bakhtiari is doing his best to try and get himself shipped out of town. That he will have to try and lead, that are sitting there going, well, why didn't they figure out a way to keep the Hall of Famer and not go through a rebuilding phase while I'm still on the roster?
There's an old saying, wondering if you're a good mom is a good sign that you are a good mom, because bad moms don't wonder if they're doing a good job. And I kind of felt that way about the Jordan Love thing. The fact that he had given thought to and articulated some of the ways that he intends to lead and what he believes it takes to be a good leader is a good sign that he can be a good leader. Now, he could fumble the execution, of course, but he has given it thought, and I feel like that's a good sign. That's a good seed, Jason. What do you think?
Yeah, again, he knows he's in the quarterback position, and Chewy knows this too, obviously, and he's seen ones that were, even though he played his entire career with Favre, he's certainly been around to know that there are there's no doubt that a quarterback, whether he wants to be or not, whether he's ready to be or not, whether he's good at it or not, is put into a position where he has to be the leader of the team. It is what comes with being a quarterback. And just because one guy leads one way and another guy leads another doesn't mean that one's way is superior. But I'll give you the best example I can is Marcus Mariota, who I obviously have a lot of folks in Oregon who covered him, who worked in the athletics department, who know him personally. And to a man, they all rave about what a fantastic person he is, what a great human being he is. But when he came into the league, there were people that had reservations about whether he had some of the requisite skills to be a really good leader in a professional setting, which, again, being a great guy who everybody likes, and who I would assume with the Ducks was able to take guys aside when they weren't getting the job done, and players that would respond to that type of leadership responded to him. Like, he was a captain there. He again, Heisman Trophy winner, but there were folks that were like, is this guy going to be able to lead in a way that is required of an NFL quarterback? And some of that is some unpleasant stuff that, quite frankly, Rodgers was actually good at. And the way he could be, in our perception, mine included, a jerk sometimes, was sometimes necessary. And as it turned out, Mariota was not a good enough NFL quarterback where this was a long-term issue, right? Because it didn't work out for him in Tennessee. He's kind of bounced around since. He's more of a backup now. So it didn't really matter that those concerns pre-draft, those concerns that different teams had about whether he had the, I don't want to say gravitas, but I think that's part of it, to be an effective leader. Those concerns, he didn't play well enough for those to then become secondary concerns, if that makes sense. So if Jordan Love plays great and he has the opportunity to grow into the leadership role after spending 3 years behind Rodgers, which is something, for example, that Mariota did not have, right? He pretty much played right away. Perhaps he will grow into that leadership role in a very effective manner. I just don't know, and my issue was, he talked at a podium for 17 minutes. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that he won the press conference, because I thought he did a really good job, and my biggest praise for him was that he was himself, that he didn't try to be someone he wasn't, that he didn't try to be, ultra charismatic and be an actor up there instead of being true to who he is. And in those ways, and having been exposed to him and knowing his personality, not as much as I would know other players, because his first 2 years I wasn't in the locker room, but I think throughout the course of last season, I got a much better feel for what he's like and who he is and what his authentic personality is. And quite frankly, the fact that our conversation toward the end of the season led to all these aggregators having heard me mention on Homer and Tony, or one aggregator heard me mention it, that I thought, in my opinion, that if Rodgers came back, he was going to ask for a trade and have that catch fire across the internet, and then him and I having to have a tough conversation about, hey man, look, this is not what I wrote. This is what I said. I did not say you were going to request a trade. And having to have a conversation early in his career and early in our relationship about something that he was not happy about, I thought showed a lot to me about how he deals with conflict, the kind of guy he is, etc. And that's what I mean when I'm saying I have more information than you. At the same time, that's because there's no way you could have that information because you didn't have that situation with him. It's not a dig at you, but I also think it's important to remember that how he interacts with me is not necessarily the same as how he's going to deal with, and I'm not picking on Samori Toure, he's just the least experienced returning wide receiver of the group. If he runs a wrong route that leads to a game-losing pick-six interception, how is Jordan Love going to deal with that as compared to Aaron Rodgers? Does Jordan Love find a way to rebuke a teammate who made a game-changing mistake without throwing him under the bus publicly? Because, let's be honest, how would Aaron Rodgers, based on his track record, deal with that? And how would it affect what Samori Toure does moving forward as an effective player, as a teammate, as someone who's confident? And again, I don't know Samori well enough to know whether that would shatter his confidence, but if that scenario played out with Rodgers, and Rodgers dumped on him publicly and made everyone know hey, that wasn't my fault. That was the receiver's fault for running the wrong route. There's the chance that that could have dire consequences for Samori Touré's confidence. I don't get the sense that Jordan Love would do that. But again, I don't know how he's going to deal with those tough situations. And my point yesterday, and I don't think I'm the only one who has this uncertainty about it, is I don't know what he's going to be like, and I just don't want us to put too much emphasis on, well, he sounded really good yesterday, into, well, this is going to then mean he can be effective in a leadership position because he has these philosophies about leadership.
But one of the things that you said yesterday, Jason, was that the only people who can judge his leadership are people that he's going to lead. And my retort to that is NFL teams don't call up Jordan Love's receivers at Utah State when they're thinking about drafting him and say, what kind of a leader is he? Like, they have interviews with the guy and they extrapolate based on those conversations if they think he can, manage a huddle and things like that. Like, I think I just don't think you're giving enough credit to, like, human beings picking up on those little nuances in every conversation they have about whether or not somebody is a good person or a good leader or a good teammate. And I don't want people to start not, like, listening to those tiny voices when they are intuitively picking up on those little things. I don't want it to be like, well, I can't make a judgment call on whether or not Jordan Love could be a good leader because he's never led me.
Yeah.
Like you and I've never been in a leadership position over you, but if I asked you, am I a good leader? Like, do you think Jen is a good leader? Would you say, I don't know because she's never led me?
Yeah, that is what I'd say. Right, I could say Jen's a good person. I could say Jen's a good mom. I could say Jen is a person with high character. I could say Jen is a person I like. But I don't know what, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what kind of leader I am. Like, I've coached sixth grade basketball. I'm coaching softball. I have some idea of what kind of coach I am, but I've never supervised anyone in a professional setting. I don't know I think I'd be terrible at it. I don't think I could chew somebody's ass out for a mistake. That's not my personality. And sometimes I think leadership calls for that, and I think I would suck at that. So, again, I don't know what Jordan was like in the huddle at Utah State. Yes, I'm sure they asked questions about this, but, again, I think it's going to be a process for him. If Craig Karmazin came to me tomorrow and said, hey, I want you to be the content director of ESPN Milwaukee, quite frankly, I would say, why? What makes you think I'm going to be good at that? Because I don't think I would be. And so, again, Jordan seems very confident in every aspect of what he's capable of. But we'll have to wait and see.
Jason, we appreciate you going along with us this morning. I think it's a really interesting philosophical conversation, and I appreciate you unraveling it with me.
Happy to do it.
All right, Jason. Have a great show. We will talk to Jason, of course, very soon, and we will talk to Craig Karmazin right after this.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We are moving along pretty well across the area. Just a few little hiccups. We've got a broken down vehicle, 41 southbound, right at the Zoo interchange off on the right shoulder. And then we have another one on 4394 southbound at about Holt Avenue, also out of traffic on the right. For the most part, though, everything else seems to be moving along pretty well. Traffic is brought to you by the Club at Lac La Belle, the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin. Schedule your tee time at clubatlaclabelle.com and start your journey. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, scattered showers with a high of 64 at the lake, 70 inland. Tonight, isolated showers with a low of 51. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, sponsored by Ridgetop Exteriors on 94.5 ESPN.
Life is supposed to be fun. With Best Burger awards in the trophy case, peanuts raining from the ceiling, and boozy custard shakes, AJ Bombers is just plain fun. Located on Water Street in downtown Milwaukee, AJ Bombers is the perfect place for pregame grub. Prefer to watch the game from a bar stool? Enjoy great views from multiple flat-screen TVs while you cheer on Milwaukee's home teams with a smash-style burger and fried cheese curds. Visit AJ Bombers on Water Street or check out ajbombers.com.
Let's face it, we put our moms through a lot. I know I did. There's no way you should let Mother's Day slip by this year. Thank your mom or your wife with farm fresh flowers from Bouqs. That's short for bouquets. I got you guys 20% off, so you can thank your moms too. My mom was my best friend. She's not here anymore, but I made sure every single Mother's Day to send her great flowers. You can give your mom regular Mom's Day flowers or make her day spectacular with flowers from Bouqs. Here's what I love about them. Bouqs is different. Their flowers are sourced directly from the best farms and cut fresh, so they last way longer. Mother's Day is May 14th, and don't let it sneak by. Order your Bouqs now, and while you're there, check out their flower subscription so Mom feels your love all year long. Go to Bouqs.com and use promo code KEY for 20% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code KEY.
It's time for you and that diamond to come alive again.
At the second annual Spring Ring Cleaning at Kessler's.
Even if you have a good ultrasonic jewelry cleaner, it can't match the pressurized steam cleaning we do at Kessler's.
Let us steam clean and polish your engagement ring.
For free.
I'm Joe Gerke, president of Kessler's, and we want to strip away all the soap scum that is making your diamond look dull.
For free. And while we're doing it, we'll inspect the prongs on your ring to make sure your diamond isn't about to fall out.
It's the second annual Spring Ring Cleaning at Kessler's.
Here's another idea. Bring us anything you own that needs to be repaired, and we'll give you a price to make it like new again.
And if you have some old jewelry you don't wear anymore,
we can make something unique and wonderful out of it.
Unique in all the world.
Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
It's Friday, and that means it's time to check in with GKB President Craig Karmazin.
I'm like part of the overall home office team that was fortunate enough to be invited to the party. So I'm attending. I've already RSVP'd, so I will be there.
Fridays with Mo.
I've never been somewhere before that was usable.
For what it's worth,
Charlotte Airport, which has some great sleeping pods.
Is there a prophylactic rubber in there?
No, there is not.
Craig Karmazin on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody.
If we're talking about leadership, who better than to talk to the leader of our merry band of misfits, Craig Karmazin. Happy Friday, Craig.
Happy Friday. Wait, so what's the answer to that question?
Who better? It's Craig.
Who better than me?
No one.
Oh, good. That's a win.
So Jason and I have been going back and forth on this since yesterday and today. We were talking about I think it's a philosophical difference of opinion. And I consider Jason to be really smart, and I would hope that he thinks that I'm pretty smart. And so I was saying that watching the Jordan Love press conference the other day, you are well within your right as a human being, as a fan, and I think even me more so as a journalist who interviews people literally for a living, to extrapolate data from that press conference. And Jason was saying, sure, but not about his potential leadership skills or leadership characteristics. And I said, there's an old saying that if you're ever wondering if you're a good mom, that's a good start, because bad moms don't wonder if they're good moms. Do you know what I mean? So even giving it that ounce of thought.
I know what you mean, but I think when they wake up in the ditch after a crack night, they might be like,
What are you saying?
Whoa.
What do you say?
I'm saying you're a good mom, Chewy.
Thank
so
you.
the point of that was Jordan Love even referencing some of the ways he plans on leading and how he articulating his leadership style. That to me is him knowing what it takes to be a good leader. Now, again, he could fumble the execution, but as I said to Jason, that's a pretty good start, that he's giving it that thought.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because for me, so much of it is, is adapting to the situation you're in. And so you're going to have a style, and it's awesome that he could vocalize that style, but it doesn't mean someone's going to be good at it. Like, I'm really bad at interviewing people. Like, I sit in an interview, and I believe everyone. Like, I'm excited about everyone. I think everyone's going to be awesome, right? Because everyone can answer all the questions. Everyone can do all the things. So I think the difference between leading in football and leading in a sport like that and leading in other things is you actually have to sit up and say it. So then you're going to be really exposed quickly. And the players on the team which Chewy could fill out, like, if he's saying one thing and he's doing it different, he's going to get exposed so quickly. So I think if someone has gotten to this point, if they've been successful in high school, they've been successful in college, more times than not, they're ready to follow through on their philosophy, because if not, they're going to be called on it really quickly.
All right, the athlete's point of view, leadership's overrated. Leadership matters when you stink or you're young, okay? Brett. I don't ever remember Brett standing up in front of the team and giving a rah-rah, sis-boom-ba, hit him in the head with a kielbasa.
Right,
you know?
okay,
there's so many different ways to lead.
Wait, Chewy, there is. But the fact that he went out and played through all those injuries, do you not think that made other people?
That's what I'm saying. And that's when Jason said, I know you're a good mother. Well, to me, that's leading. Because a mother who's questioning whether they're a good mother and sees Jen as a good mother goes, wow. You know? There's 25 different ways to lead, okay? I was not a rah-rah guy, right? But the way I led, or the way I look at it, is when Keith Jackson comes in, the year after I go to the Pro Bowl, I'm in my 4th year, and they say, Chew, you're essentially not going to catch a lot of balls this year. We need you to block. I didn't throw a hissy fit. I'm like, ba. You know, I knew I wasn't going to go to the Pro Bowl again that year. I said,
but Chewy,
whatever
like
you
saying,
need for me to do in order for us to win a Super Bowl, I'm going to do, and to me, that's leading.
Yep, and if Brett Favre was asked that question, Brett probably would have said, hey, all I know is I'm going to go out and, work hard and do this, blah, 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 and if people want to follow me, then people want to follow me, but I'm just going to be me, and that's how I'm going to be. And that is how he led. So I think, to Jen's point, that is, just because people just, would describe it differently, or just because it might be harder to describe, doesn't mean they still don't have a leadership quality, or they're still not leading.
Sure. Eugene Robinson, love him, great guy. But when he started talking, I'm like, just shut the hell up. The false chatter, right?
But that's not what this is about. This is someone being asked in a press conference how they lead. And Jordan Love's not like, I lead by giving everyone pep talks. He certainly didn't say that.
Well, is that what we were looking for, though?
I mean, Jen, I think what you took out of it is that he has a philosophy both for evaluating himself and for how he keeps a team at an even keel and supports the people within his organization.
Craig, if you're saying not vocally, then he really shouldn't be leading, because he's going to need to be led by someone, because he's going to make mistakes, because he's a young player. So you shouldn't look to him then, based upon what you're saying, you shouldn't look to him as a leader, because he's going to struggle. He needs a Bakhtiari to tap him on the ass and say, hey, let that go. All right? Let it go.
Wait, can you not have your quarterback as a leader in football? Like, can a team have a football team and have their quarterback not be a leader? Not the leader, but a leader.
I think so. I mean, you talk about these rookies that are starting from day one,
But you can't tell me Joe Burrow wasn't the leader from day one of the Bengals. And there was Whitfield. I mean, I think when he was there, maybe before he went to the Rams, but whatever. There could be other people, but I feel like quarterback's got to be a leader of a team.
And just so we're clear, no one here is crowning Jordan Love as king leader, captain leader, the greatest of all time to ever lead. The conversation started by me saying I thought Jordan Love did a really good job at the press conference, and Gabe saying it was meh, it was fine. It was fine, he did fine, and I was saying 17 minutes, we're extrapolating data from the way he carries himself in that situation. And to sit here and say that you cannot do that, especially and specifically when we were talking to Jason about his leadership, I think is not fair. I think we're always extrapolating data from our interactions with other human beings. And like we're doing most of it subconsciously. And so then to sit there and be like, well, you don't know what kind of leader he's going to be. True, 100%. No one is saying we know what kind of leader Jordan Love is going to be. But there are good signs based on what we saw from the press conference that he, one, is aware that he is going to be asked to be a leader. Two, that he has already talked internally about a philosophy of how he wants to lead. And three, he's aware of how in the past he has already led. And so those three things to me, as somebody who, this was my first exposure of Jordan Love, obviously Jason has gotten to speak to him other times and previously, I thought those were good signs. I'm not overinflating them, but I'm also not discrediting them. And I don't appreciate anyone else discrediting them.
Craig, let me ask you, is Draymond Green a good leader?
Yes, but I think Draymond Green's a great leader, and I think they happen to have an incredible balance, right? Like we saw yesterday, Drew Holiday was voted the best teammate in the NBA, the only person to ever win that award 3 times, which is incredible. Speaks to just so much about his character and who Drew Holiday is. Steph Curry got the second most first-place votes as the best teammate in the league. So for a guy to be that big of a superstar and also be seen as that good of a teammate is pretty incredible. So Draymond Green's a great leader. I don't know if his leadership would work if there wasn't a Steph Curry also as a leader to balance him out over 82 games, over 10 seasons, over whatever it is. So, yeah, I think you can lead in all different kinds of ways. And Jordan Love shouldn't be expected to be the only leader on this team. I mean, Jen, I don't think you're saying that. Like, Jen, just because he got up and talked about leadership, you're not thinking he has to lead all 53, right? He's going to have to lead his unit. He's got to lead different parts of the team at different times.
It's just Craig. It's just leaders. Leadership is, I don't want to say it's different. It's just like Taylor Lewan, right? The offensive lineman with Tennessee. I'm not sure where he's at now. Was probably considered a dirty player, right? Craig?
Yeah. I never played against him, I don't know.
I would find him to be a leader. You know why? Because if something happened to me, I knew he'd have
absolutely.
my back.
Yeah.
He would have my back. Now, people don't like him, probably because he's known as maybe a dirty player or runs his mouth, but I would love a guy like that on my team, and I would consider him a leader because he would have my back if the crap hit the storm or the fan or what is it?
The fan.
It's fan. Yeah, it's fan. You had it, buddy.
Craig, does the press conference matter?
I mean, not really, right? Like, because the press conference matters if he can play. I mean, so I think, like, if we already knew he could play, then the press conference would matter. I think we first need to find out if he can play, right, before the press conference matters. Like, if Mitch Trubisky is an awesome leader right now, are you signing up for Mitch Trubisky, Jen?
But then why is Eric Spoelstra saying things like, everything matters. How you do anything is how you do everything. And when he's applauding LeBron James, he's talking about how he was never late and his locker was pristine and all of these other things. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there are leaders, Eric Spoelstra in this example, who believe that how you do everything is how you do.
Oh, yeah. It matters if you can play, right? Like, there's a lot of people, like Ashton's locker is clean also, but I'm not starting him at power forward for the Lakers in Game 6 against the Warriors.
Rude.
Like, right? I mean, Ashton's 6'6" and has a clean locker.
But we're making a comparison between whether or not Jordan Love's press conference matters. And I'm saying Eric Spoelstra is on the record as saying how you do anything is how you do everything. And I'm not saying that because he did well in a press conference, it means he's going to win on the field. I'm simply saying you're extrapolating data from how he did in the press conference. And Eric Spoelstra is extrapolating data from the fact that LeBron James was never late and his locker was clean and he was always dialed into everybody and one of the first guys in the building. And so all of those little things.
That's all that matters. I'm with you, Jen. All that matters. And especially if I'm thinking about a quarterback, if you tell me, do I want the guy who's got the strongest arm, or do I want the person who is, I think, going to be the best leader? I'm going to take the best leader because I don't think Tom Brady had the best arm of all time. I certainly don't think that. And obviously nobody won more, and he certainly wasn't the fastest, and he went through a combine and then got passed up by every team for 6 rounds. So I'm totally, totally with you on that. So I think how someone conducts themselves is huge. I just think there's so many unknowns. So that may have checked one box for Jordan Love.
Yes!
But this is gonna be a year of figuring out how many different boxes he can check.
Yes, 1,000,000%. I never was saying, because I thought he presented himself well, he was going to win 11 games this season. Like, it's just interesting to me how we all of a sudden want to dismiss how a guy does in front of the audience.
And
I
I'm
said,
not dismissing.
but I said, why do NFL teams interview prospective draft candidates? Right? Why don't they just watch the film? If all that matters. No, because it matters how you present yourself. That matters.
Absolutely. And I think especially, at that position and the composure, that you do it with. Obviously, handling questions is something I would do certainly much better than handling a blindside rush. But I do think, to Spoelstra's point, how you do one thing is often how you do other things. So I think everything we've heard from Jordan Love has been great. And I think the Packers obviously wouldn't have traded up, in the first round and destroyed their Super Bowl chances for 3 years had they not seen a lot of potential in Jordan Love. And that's why, to answer your guys' question from the last few days, I actually don't understand how anyone could be on the hot seat, between Jordan Love, LaFleur, and Goody, because what I look at is I don't know who's made all these decisions. Because I feel like some decisions were made by LaFleur, some were made by Goody, some were made by Mark Murphy. So if I'm Goody, I'm like, wait, I didn't want to sign Rodgers to an extension. I didn't want to do, I don't know, who's been running the show. I feel like it's all over the place. So I don't know how you hold anyone accountable.
Silos.
Hashtag silos. Craig, we appreciate you chopping it up with us this morning. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again soon.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
He's Craig Karmazin. Joins Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every Friday. We have absolutely destroyed the clock this morning with our conversations with Jason Wilde and Craig Karmazin. So we'll take a quick break and be right back.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Is your business looking for localized banking solutions? Fifth Third Bank has been looking forward to the future and helping businesses shape what's next for 165 years. And for the last 14 here in Milwaukee. They offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making capabilities, and extensive experience to help your business succeed. Fifth Third is big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, but also empowered to make local decisions and work from a foundation of strong community connections. Commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. Changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Valvoline Advanced can help your engine get more miles. Right now, buy a 5-quart jug and get a free STP Extended Life Oil Filter. That's right, free. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need, when you need them, at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Did you know that the phrase, "When is Mother's Day?" is the most searched when phrase in the world? So just to be safe, let me remind you that Mother's Day is this Sunday. Yes, this Sunday. Need a bottle of wine or champagne for brunch? Or maybe a great gift idea? Remember, moms sacrifice so much for us. And it starts by going 9 months without alcohol. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960, we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for a great Mother's Day gift. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow in Maine.
Discount Liquor.
Happy Mother's Day.
A cat store!
Want to go see it?
Yeah!
Let's finally bring your mom's Illinois family a true taste of Wisconsin.
Right off I-94 in Kenosha, Mars Cheese Castle is a Wisconsin landmark. Along with over 1,000 cheeses, Mars has a meat market, bakery, bar, and restaurant. Spreads, curds, sausages, Kringles. Make Mars Cheese Castle a lunch stop and enjoy the best grilled cheese or Reuben on the planet. Make today your day to go to Mars.
Yeah!
Exit 340 in Kenosha.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Let's face it, we put our moms through a lot. I know I did. There's no way you should let Mother's Day slip by this year. Thank your mom or your wife with farm fresh flowers from Books. That's short for bouquets. I got you guys 20% off, so you can thank your moms too. My mom was my best friend. She's not here anymore, but I made sure every single Mother's Day to send her great flowers. You can give your mom regular Mom's Day flowers or make her day spectacular with flowers from Books. Here's what I love about them. Books is different. Their flowers are sourced directly from the best farms and cut fresh, so they last way longer. Mother's Day is May 14th, and don't let it sneak by. Order your Books now, and while you're there, check out their flower subscription so Mom feels your love all year long. Go to Books.com and use promo code KEY for 20% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code KEY.
It's a little bit backed up along westbound 94. You're going to start to see the backups starting before 27th Street all the way through the stadium. Once you get past Mitchell Boulevard, it's okay all the way into Waukesha County. Northbound on 41, we do have a little bit of a backup from Wisconsin Avenue up past Watertown Plank Road. And a couple of pockets of heavy traffic on southbound 43 just south of Hampton Avenue into the Capitol Drive area. The northbound side is going to be a little bit backed up coming out of North Avenue up towards Locust. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, scattered showers with a high of 64 at the lake, 70 inland tonight, isolated showers, a low of 51. Weather is brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Bring the entire family for affordable fun with on-site camping, free parking, and free admission for kids 16 and younger. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Just jump on it.
That's what he did.
Chewy, jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. Slow down.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on ESPN, Wisconsin, ESPN, Milwaukee. The official schedule release was yesterday for your Green Bay Packers. I know that Matt Schneidman of The Athletic did leak the schedule early in the morning. I'm sure Packers fans loved not having to sit on the edge of their seat and nibble their nails down like some of the fan bases, wondering where their team was playing this year, which week. We already knew. So then the Packers released their official video for the Packers schedule release.
Painful.
You don't want to hear some of it, Chew?
I watched a minute of it.
Patiently waiting to find out when and
Come
where
on,
your
great.
favorite football team will be
The
playing this
Shim,
season.
wow!
I love this.
Your Sunday.
That is awesome.
Flex tape! It's flex tape!
It is.
Yeah, it's great. Creative writing.
This is terrible. When they say
serious?
something about
Graphics
the
are good.
Bears game, to miss this would be unbearable.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's great
Horrible.
writing. It's creative.
It's not even. It's
All
not
right,
either of those
Ashley,
things.
When you're watching
This would be
TV and one of these
unbearable.
commercials comes on, do you change the channel?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you do, you
100%.
liar.
You know why I don't? Because
you
I
watch.
like to make fun of it.
I thought you were going to say you watch streaming channels and they don't have
You
infomercials
think I
like
pay
this.
for ad-free?
This was
Absolutely
a
not.
really bad. This was a
So
really
good.
bad video by the Green
Nice
Bay
and
Packers.
creative.
Especially now, maybe on its own, if they were if they were just putting this out there on a random Tuesday in the middle of July, and it's not the schedule release, it might get some chuckles. People might appreciate it. But up against some of these incredible creative offerings from teams like the Tennessee Titans, and I know y'all saw the Tennessee Titans video where they went around and asked people who are clearly not football fans, what the opponents were based on the logos. And I mean, Lightning McQueen for the Los Angeles Chargers? Are you kidding me? They showed them the Chargers logo and the lady said Lightning McQueen.
Do you think that was real?
Yes.
I mean, how would they know the Tennessee Titans logo?
Well, because that's their team. They're from Tennessee. They're all people in Nashville.
Oh, I thought that was New York City.
No, Nashville Broadway. Yeah, that's Nashville.
I didn't know there was a Broadway in Nashville.
So
All right.
so they know the Tennessee Titans. That's their team. They've seen the logo in every storefront and on Sundays and whatnot. But all the other teams, wholly ignorant. Ignorant.
Yeah.
What were some of the other good ones? Lightning McQueen. Oh, whatever they thought the Falcons was. Something stallion, and she goes, rawr.
Red Stallions.
So did you see that the Falcons changed their name on their
Red
social media
Stallions.
accounts to the Red
Question.
Stallions?
Would they have known the Green Bay Packers? I'm going to say yes.
Good question. Probably. They are not on the Tennessee Titans schedule this year, so that wasn't one of them. But those were hilarious. How about how confident those girls were about the Cowboys? Cowboys, it's Cowboys.
Yeah.
And then they go,
It was the Colts. The Texans. Like, yeah, okay.
I like
you nailed it.
St. Louis Rams for the New Orleans Saints. The very first one around the gate. Really good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So that's what I'm saying. Relatively speaking, when you're talking about how good the Tennessee Titans were or the Chargers were, they did the anime thing again. Even the Washington Commanders, who I don't think that their whole video was very good, but they did have the timely jab where the Commanders mascot is texting the Jets to talk about their upcoming game, and the Jets text back, lose my number, nice try though, which obviously is an ode to Aaron Rodgers and Adam Schefter and all the drama that went on this offseason. So David Bakhtiari took issue with the Packers' social media, with the Packers putting out that video, criticizing the Packers for doing so. Of course, he then got criticism back because people were like, aren't you the guy who said that the Packers are they and not we when you're still on the team? We want to put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll this morning. The options that Bakhtiari gave us were what, Ashley? They were
solid content.
Sure.
Mid.
Which I don't even know what mid means,
Mid
but
means
my kid says it all the time.
Yeah,
it's mid.
I don't like it.
It's mid.
Think of it as the middle. Like it's not good or bad.
Okay,
it
it's
exists.
mid. Yep.
Cringy. I think everybody knows what cringy is. They listen to 7 to 9, and then booty cheeks.
Booty cheeks.
Booty cheeks, which just means earmuffs. It just means it's ass. It's bad. It's not good.
I really like booty cheeks. I don't like
good.
all of the terminology that the kids use. Like I told you that Chase is always like, W.
I don't like that. Somebody said some food that I made was gas, and I thought that meant bad. And they're like, "No, that means it's good. It's fire." And I was like, "Just say it's. Just say it's good." I don't.
Well, I knew that.
You knew gas was good?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds bad.
It does sound bad,
It
especially
does?
regarding food.
Yeah.
What goes to your mind? Car or fart?
Fart.
Yeah.
Wait,
Well, sometimes.
car? What would car have to do with that? The gas of a car means what? Good. That's just
know.
a thing that exists.
I just said the first thing that pops into your head.
I think he's talking gasoline, Pitbull.
Yes.
So which would you vote for, Ashley? Would you say solid content? You brown noser.
Solid content.
Butt
Get
cheeks.
out of here. Booty cheeks.
Yeah.
It's booty cheeks.
It's so good.
We're putting it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll, and we are going to hat tip David Bakhtiari for giving us all of those colorful words to describe it. We are also going to draft our way through the schedule. The schedule was released yesterday. You guys are not very confident, Chew, about how well this team is going to do. Again, we saw the schedule yesterday. Now you know where, and we knew where, but when each of the teams are playing. What does your gut tell you from a record standpoint now?
I'm still sticking with it. I saw the over-under is 7.5. I'm still staying with 6 wins. I know the fact that they got 5 primetime games probably means the delusionals are even going to become more delusional. But if I was to set a 3-game prediction, I would go 6, 7, 8. I think that's where they're going to fall somewhere.
What's a 3-game prediction?
What's a 6,
8
7,
is
8?
the top end, is the best they're going to do.
8 would be a hell of a win, though, Chew, considering they went 8 and 9 last year with the Hall of Famer under center.
And then 6 would be the basement. But I'm going to stick in the basement. I just don't.
Safer.
Yes,
Especially
it is safer.
severe weather. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, they have
Kansas.
the 24th toughest schedule in the league, which really means nothing because there's always 2 or 3 teams that come out of the woodwork.
Where did you hear that? The 24th.
I mean,
toughest
ESPN,
schedule in the league.
ESPN did it, and they did toughest based on opponent win percentage.
Yeah.
The average opponent win percentage, and the Packers had the 24th
Most difficult. That
They had the
seems
sixth
good.
best.
That
If you
seems
wanna-
good.
You want to view it better? They have the 6th easiest.
Yeah, I like that. They have the 6th
Yeah.
easiest schedule. And that didn't change your perception at all about how many wins they could have?
8th easiest.
No.
I'm sorry, we're really bad at math
I'm
on this
just doing it.
program.
I forgot that.
I mean, young is young is young. It's just knowledge is knowledge, even if it's wrong.
We're not doing that.
I agree with the first one, not so much the second one. You can't just. What do you think this is? A bill you're trying to pass?
Don't
You're
make me go Jason on you.
You're just loopholing other things in there. Listen, we want to pass this AED bill, but you also have to throw in there that everybody has to get naked on Wednesdays. Deal? You know what I mean?
Sounds good to me.
Oh, we really want those AEDs in every school, so I guess we're good with the naked on Wednesdays.
So I like this draft. It's actually a real. Who came up with that? You? Are we doing that today?
Yeah, we're doing it next.
All right. I love it.
Also want to remind people that we are still doing the contest, the Big Dog Baby Pool. This is your cue to call, 800-990-3776. Plenty of spots still available on the Big Dog Baby Pool. What is that? Mercedes Lewis is probably going to be a member of the New York Jets. Just like when one of your friends is expecting a baby and you play the game where you guess when the baby is going to be born and you win a prize, we're doing that. When will Mercedes Lewis sign with the New York Jets? 800-990-3776. Call us now. It is so simple and easy to play. All you have to do is pick a date. Any date. Could be today if you think today's the day that they announced that Mercedes Lewis is going to become a New York Jet. Could be tomorrow. Heck, you can call back. Have your mom call back. Have your sister call back. Grab some dates. The Big Dog Baby Pool Mercedes Madness on the ESPN Wisconsin contest page is ongoing, and we are looking for people to put their names on the list. 800-990-3776. We're going to take a quick break here, Ashley. I know it's a little early, but this way we'll give ourselves a little more time to play the draft game, the Win Confidence draft game, right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Have you tried Celsius Energy Drink yet? If you have not, can I tell you about it? It is the clean energy drink that you need, that I need, to stay active and energized all day long. Trust me, I need Celsius to give me the energy and the patience to get through this show with Gabe, Chewy, and Ashton every morning right here on ESPN Milwaukee. There are 18 different flavors to choose from, and you guys know what my favorite is, right? My favorite flavor is... It's watermelon. There it is. It's watermelon. It's actually peach vibe. I have one every Saturday morning before I hit the air for college football coverage. It keeps me going throughout the day. Celsius can be found at your local Pick and Save stores or online at Amazon. Celsius Energy Drink. I love it. You should love it. Live fit.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
It's a little bit backed up along westbound 94. You're going to start to see the backups starting before 27th Street all the way through the stadium. Once you get past Mitchell Boulevard, it's okay all the way into Waukesha County. Northbound on 41, we do have a little bit of a backup from Wisconsin Avenue up past Watertown Plank Road. And a couple of pockets of heavy traffic on southbound 43, just south of Hampton Avenue into the Capitol Drive area. The northbound side is going to be a little bit backed up coming out of North Avenue up towards Locust. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, scattered showers with a high of 64 at the lake, 70 inland tonight, isolated showers, a low of 51. Weather is brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Bring the entire family for affordable fun with on-site camping, free parking, and free admission for kids 16 and younger. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football guy.
Are you cutting me out of the show and talking to Jesse and like ignoring me?
Football guy.
We're going to take calls. You're not a fan. This is a fan-related question. This is
I can be optimistic about the team without cheering for the team.
Coming at it from different views.
Go ahead. You guys have a segment. Go right ahead.
What do you got, Jesse?
Hey, Tausch.
Oh,
how nice of you to give him airtime.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Ever notice how wine enthusiasts often speak a completely different language? And while that language may technically be English, to most people it's anything but. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we stock over 8,000 varieties of wine and speak many dialects of wine English to help everyone, from the wine novice to the master sommelier. So if you need an expert recommendation for wine, or maybe you know what you want and simply need help locating it, our experienced staff has got your back. No matter the budget, occasion, or your level of wine expertise, Discount Liquor will make you feel at home. Discount Liquor, unmatched selection, everyday low prices, a helpful staff, and 2 convenient locations. In Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow in Maine.
Discount Liquor.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
Hi, it's John Reeds from Great Midwest Bank, and I've said it before. Life happens. For nearly 90 years, Great Midwest Bank has made the home loan process predictable through all those ups and downs. And today, GMB's simple and personalized approach to locally serviced, affordable home equity loans can turn your home's value into cash for whatever you want. Whatever your lending need, it's just a few clicks away. Apply online at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
When is it acceptable to go onto a reputable dating site? Not Banger or Sticker or whatever. When is it okay?
On 94.5 ESPN.
In my mind when she's not right there beside me, I go crazy 'cause here isn't where I wanna be.
Jen, Ashton, and Chewy today, as Gabe is out on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. But we are still going to do our win draft without Gabe Neitzel. Ashton Rotman has his list. So here's how the game is played. We're going to go through the Packers schedule, which was released yesterday in the morning or in the evening, depending on where you got your schedule. And we are going to pick our games that we are most confident that the Packers can win. And we're going to go around and around and around. And we're going to get points as the season goes on. You get +5 if they do win a game that you put on your number 1 spot. But you get -5 if they lose that game because you were the most confident that they would win that game. And then it will go down 4, 3, 2, and 1 point totals for each one. So as I told Chewy, if we get to the end and you're not confident at all that they're going to win a game, maybe all that's left is the Chiefs game, which it would be one of them probably. Mm-hmm. Then you only get -1 if and when they lose that game against the Chiefs. So, Ashton, on our Jen, Gabe, and Chewy win draft, who goes first?
Jen will be going first, followed by Chewy and Gabe.
Okay. Jen is going first. Okay. The win that I am most confident in on the Packers schedule, which was released yesterday, is Buccaneers at Packers, 1 p.m., so noon, obviously, on Fox. I am most confident that they will win Week 15. 1, because they will have had all of those weeks to fine-tune their operation. I think the Buccaneers are a bumbling team this year. They're obviously in transition, and it's at home. So Buccaneers at Packers is my first overall pick from a confidence standpoint that the Packers will get the win. Who is next? Ashton.
Chewy, you're up.
With the second pick in the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy draft, the big guy takes...
Why are you doing a voice? It's you.
The Chicago Bears.
Oh, Gabe's
where?
Gonna be upset.
At home.
Okay.
Gabe's going to be upset.
Gabe had that as his first overall pick?
That was... Chewy, got a reasoning?
Because they're going to lose a lot of games.
Okay, thanks.
But they will beat the Bears?
But they will beat the Bears at home.
Oh, solid research you got going on there.
Who's up next? Ashy?
No, Ashy's picking for Gabe. So, yes, what does Gabe have as his first overall pick, or his first round pick, rather?
He will be taking Week 16 at the Carolina Panthers.
God bless America!
See, no, that's a bad pick.
What?
That's fine. That's fine. I'm telling you, Carolina was okay last year after they fired Rule. They went on a stretch of winning games. That's a reach.
This is a Peterson thing, huh?
What's Peterson?
Isn't Doug Peterson the coach there?
No,
Sure
it's
isn't.
Jacksonville.
Oh, Jacksonville. Sorry, yeah. God, why do I always
That's
get
Frank Reich.
Why do I always get the Blues down there confused?
I don't know. They're very
It's not
similar.
even blue.
What is the blue?
Panthers?
Yeah, but the
No,
Jags
that's-
aren't blue. It's green.
No, that's blue.
It's more green than blue.
It's more blue than green.
You're effing crazy if you think that's more blue than green.
Put it on the poll then. I don't really care.
I don't have time to do
This
that.
was fun.
All right. Who are you picking
All
there?
right, so all right. I have for my second pick. Oh, sorry.
Oh, Ashton's not in the game?
Oh, Ashton. No, there's only 4.
Yeah, I don't get to
Okay.
play.
He's
Okay,
doing
no,
the he's doing the Gabe one.
He would suck anyway.
Can you it's my turn then, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm taking for my second pick in the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Win Confidence Draft. Week 3, Saints at Packers, noon game.
Just saying.
You don't think so, huh? Too early?
Good defense. Carr. They got some talent down there.
I like it.
Okay.
Week 3, Saints.
I am going with my second pick. I am going to take November 5th, Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh, don't think they bounce back, huh? You think they continue to
Yeah, I
suck?
just don't think they're good.
El Succo?
What's the coach's name?
McVay.
He wants out of there. He was already posturing earlier there. Yeah, there'll be a train wreck and he'll be gone. Rams. Book it.
Gabe will be taking week 2 at Atlanta.
Dang it!
So far, Gabe is taking the only away game so far.
That was my 4th pick on my list.
Atlanta's not going to be bad.
But are they going to be good?
They
Are
were
they gonna
flirting
be-
with winning the South last year.
Mid, as the
They'll
kids
be
say.
mid or meh? They'll be mid.
I think mid is meh, right?
Okay.
Same? No? Oh, gosh, this is when things start to get dicey. So for my we're on third, right? Third pick?
Yep.
I will take week 7, Packers at Broncos, 325.
Okay.
No, not. I mean, the Broncos were terrible last
they
year.
can't be that bad.
They
This
can't be
year, though.
that bad,
Sean
but
Payton. Not light, Sean Payton.
yeah. I got the Broncos as my third pick in the confidence draft.
I'm going to go Detroit.
Which one?
At home.
Week 4. That's a Thursday night game, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. Chewy's getting that one.
So my picks are Chicago. What was my other one, Ashy?
Rams. Week 9.
Rams in Detroit. Okay. What's Gabriel got?
Gabe will be taking, 1 second, please. He will go back to the Bears. He will take week 1 at the Bears.
Ooh, for his third pick?
That's his third pick.
All right, can you go through and tell us what is remaining now? Because it feels like now we've rattled off, 12 of them?
Give me a second. That would, based on math, that is accurate. So we have, Jen, your 3 are
15, 3, and 7.
Week 15 against the Buccaneers, Week 3 against the Saints, and Week 7 at the Broncos. Chewy, your 3 are Week 18 at home against the Bears, Week 9 at home against the Rams, and Week 4 at home against the Lions. Gabe's 3 are Week 16 at the Panthers, Week 2 at the Falcons, and Week 1 at the Bears. Back to you, Jen.
How about Lions at Packers? That's still available on that Thursday night game?
That is the one Chewy just did.
Oh, sorry. Crap. This is getting bad. The confidence is not high. I will say Packers at Giants, week 14. I don't love it. It's like borscht.
It's a meh.
I like it. I don't love it.
Yeah. So it's pretty mid.
Pretty mid. So what did I just take? Giants? Ugh, not thrilled about that one, guys.
Gabe had that way low on his list.
I really don't want to take away games, but the rest
I know.
of the home games are kind of tough.
They're booty.
They're booty.
Wait, no, booty cheeks.
Yeah, I was just shortening it so that he would just start talking.
All right, I'm considering.
Just pick one. Don't consider, just pick. Go with your gut. We don't have time for this garbage. Pick. Stop being a baby.
Relax. I'm on the clock. Maybe I'm
5,
pulling a Minnesota
4,
Vikings.
3.
At
2.
at Pittsburgh.
At Pittsburgh? Ooh, week 10 at
I was
Pittsburgh.
between at Pittsburgh or home Minnesota.
Okay.
Week 10.
I mean, Pittsburgh's not good.
Yeah, but, I don't know. It feels like a tough place to play. And
That's late in the year, though, right?
no, it's week 10. You just said it.
November's cold.
It can be.
Yeah.
Gabe, I'm sorry, I haven't played the draft time. Gabe will be taking week 5 at the LA Raiders.
Ooh.
Are they in
Gabe's
Los
picks
Angeles?
are horrible.
Where are they? They're in Las Vegas. No, whatever. Who cares? They're in Las Vegas, and it's week 5 at the Raiders. The redemption game for Devontae, but that game kind of loses its luster.
Okay. Did anybody take the Thanksgiving game yet? Thanksgiving Packers at Lions, 11:30.
No one is taking. Nope, no one's taking that.
All right,
one.
I'm taking that as
Taking
my
that one?
yeah.
All right, so
that's my
week
5th
12.
one. Week 12. Week 12.
Week 12, Jen is taking at the Lions. Chew.
Is Denver taken?
Yes.
Yeah, I took it.
Okay.
My 3rd pick.
10 minutes ago, Chew. Come on. Get with the program.
See, Giants, Tampa Bay,
Giants
Carolina.
Those were all taken already.
I am going to take home Minnesota.
Home Minnesota, week 8. That will be home against Minnesota. That is Chewy. Interesting. Home game.
They'll be much better at home than they will on the road.
Are you sure?
Book it. Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
All right. Gabe is up next, and he will be taking week 17 at the Vikings is what Gabe will be taking.
Ooh, I'm guessing he's not very excited about that.
No, he's going to hate this draft. He's going to hate it.
Yeah, it's bad. He did very bad. It's not good.
I gave you the list. You just had to go off the list. So I have week 15 against the Buccaneers, week 3 against the Saints, week 7 against the Broncos, week 14 against the Giants, and week 12 against the Lions. And again, just to recap, Chew, I'll have you do yours next. It's 5 points for the first round and 1 point for the last round, plus or minus. So if they win on the one you are most confident in, it's plus 5 points. If they lose on the one you are most confident in, it's minus 5 points. So that's why the ones you were least confident in are only a swing of 1 point or 2 points.
So the most interesting thing, here's Chewy's 5 real quick. He's got week 18 against the Bears, week 9 against the Rams, week 4 against the Lions, week 10 at the Steelers, and then week 8 against the Vikings. Gabe's are week 16 at the Panthers, week 2 at the Falcons, week 1 at the Bears, week 5 at the Raiders, and finally week 17 at the Vikings. There are 2 games left that no one shows. They were Gabe's last 2 teams, so it sounds like they were the common last 2 games for both of them. Week 11 against the Chargers and week 13 at the Chiefs. Those are the least confident anyone in the world.
Well, because it's obvious the disparity in the quarterback position in both of those, right? I mean, the Justin Herbert and the Mahomes.
Yeah,
not saying that that's the only thing that contributes to wins and losses in a football game, but it does feel like that's a huge disparity just because we don't know with Jordan Love right now. I did not want to select, if I'm being honest, a division games. Just think there's too much. I don't know. There's something about the division games. They're too wily.
So you think that Detroit's a little overhyped?
No, I don't. I just didn't feel confident picking one way or another Packers versus any of those teams.
Okay.
So I went away from those. That was my strategy. I got stuck with the Lions game on Thanksgiving for my last pick, but that's an 11:30 a.m. game. Thursday morning. Strange things could happen, even though they're up at Detroit. Maybe the Packers do walk out of there with a win.
Ah, man, I just look at that first 5. What is the best they could do there?
3
I think
and 2.
You said 3 and 2.
I'll stick with it.
The worst?
1 and 4.
Ashy, is that on par with you?
Yeah, 1 and 4. 2 wins would be. If they get 2 wins in the first 5 weeks, that's a win.
Why don't you put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll? Why don't you put 1 and 4, 2 and 3, 3 and 2, 4 and 1? I don't think anybody thinks they're losing all of them. Does anyone think they're going to win them all? You think they could lose them all? I saw your face.
I think they could lose them all better than they could win them all.
You going to put that on there?
No, I don't have room to.
I only get 4 choices.
No.
All right, so we will see as the season rolls on who wins our Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Win Confidence Draft, and you guys can play along with us as well on those. Have you guys been to St. Kate the Arts Hotel yet? I talk about it all the time. They've got so many cool things going on at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, but Aria is one of the best things they have going on. It's the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate. They specialize in artisanal American cuisine, featuring carefully prepared seasonal entrees, along with a robust selection of craft cocktails, wine, and local beer. And every time I do this read for St. Kate the Arts Hotel and Aria, I want to mention the view. They've got these incredible floor-to-ceiling windows in the dining room where you can watch everyone coming and going out there outside the Performing Arts Center, people as they are hustling and bustling to their nights out or headed home from work. It's just a really pretty spot in our city. So you should join the folks at Aria on Sundays for their famous trademark chicken. That's a family-style dinner with mashed potatoes, goat cheese biscuits, and more. Go to their website, aria at stkate.com. Now, Aria is spelled A-R-I-A. A-R-I-A at stkate.com to learn more and make reservations. And tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Everything's looking pretty good across the entire area. Not seeing too many delays out there or incidents for that matter. Pretty typical Friday morning. Traffic is brought to you by the Club at Lac La Belle, the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin. Schedule your tee time at club@laclabelle.com and start your journey. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, scattered showers with a high of 64 at the lake, 70 inland. Tonight, isolated showers with a low of 51. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Gary Ellison for my good friends at the Jewelry Center. It's the only place I go when I'm looking to get some new jewelry. Dean and his team are always friendly and know just what I'm searching for when I stop by. I may not always know what type of jewelry I want, but the professionals there sure do. Plus, if I need repairs on watches or other jewelry, the Jewelry Center does that too. Find the Jewelry Center in Burlington, Brookfield, and Greenfield, or shop their entire collection online, including their popular Lightbox lab-grown diamonds at shoptjc.com.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry. Ridgetop Exteriors is Wisconsin's #1 choice for roofing, siding, windows, and doors. We are the trusted local experts who live and work in the areas we serve, which means we're helping friends and neighbors too. On top of that, Ridgetop Exteriors offers the most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with the free app from Upside. With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code ESPN17 for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's code ESPN17. Use code ESPN17 for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill-up. Cashback's not available in gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go, so I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partner with Beacon. With the new Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. It's like having my Beacon rep in my pocket 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through June, purchase through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Beacon, always building.
What should we do with the broke propeller? What should we do with the broke propeller? Don't look at me, I wasn't driving. Thank you, you're not helping. I don't even know why you bought this boat. You told me that you loved this boat. That was before you wrecked the boat. Well, now you've made it awkward.
Accidents don't just happen in sea shanties, so Progressive Boat Insurance has you covered. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you can save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms and not available for all boats or in all situations.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
But remember he said his birthday?
Yeah.
Maybe we get a little freaky.
Yeah. Like it's, and everyone's like, oh, look at our horny little boy. We're so good for him. Like everybody's so supportive of Giannis, they just kind of look past it.
On 94.5 ESPN.
800-990-3776. We need a caller or two to play Weekend Rechew. That's on me. That's my bad. I'm supposed to tell you guys that before the break so that you can call in and play Weekend Rechew before we play Weekend Rechew. So right now, get your phones. 800-990-3776. Who wants to play Weekend Rechew? Ashley, remind the good folks at home how the Weekend Rechew works.
Very simple game. What happens is Chewy says a lot of stuff throughout the week that we like to make fun of and that we like to have fun with and that we like to put on polls and videos and all sorts of things. And then what we do Monday through Thursday, and for Friday at the end of the show, I take all these clips and I manipulate them. I know I do. I manipulate them so that Chewy has to try and remember what he said or what the hell we were talking about. And 9 times out of 10, he can't do it, which is a lot of fun for me. This game has evolved into me versus Chewy, which I think is great for everybody. It's also me versus Chewy versus his brain and his memory. And what happens is we take 2 callers. We set 5 questions, 2.5 is the over-under. One caller takes the over, the other caller will get the under. And that's how it works. All
right. Hopefully we have some callers calling in right now, 800-990-3776, to play Week in Rechew. Go ahead and play the open.
Think you know the show better than the average ESPN Milwaukee fan? Now's your chance to prove it. It's time to play the Week in Rechew.
All right, we have 2 on the line. We've got Dumpy in West Bend who's taking the under, and we have Carrie in Hartford who gets the over. So, Chewy?
Yep.
Are you ready to play?
I am.
I don't think you are.
Well, I didn't want to play, and you didn't give me a vote, so you just blew right past
I don't really care. Yeah, I don't really care what you...
He's like, do you want to play? I'm like, no. He's like, I wasn't asking you.
No, this is...
Why don't you want to play?
Your brain's been on one this week.
On what?
That was mean. Your brain's been on one this week, is what he said.
It's kind of mid.
It is mid. Booty,
All right.
Booty cheeks.
It's booty cheeks here. We'll see if your booty cheeks here. Chew, you ready?
Yeah.
Question 1. What TV character was Gabe talking about here?
Big and purple.
Barney.
Yes! Boom! It's a hell of a start. A hell of a start.
Making sure he's not cheating.
How would
How
he
would I
cheat?
be cheating?
Well, you have a sheet in front of you. You're welcome. I gave you one today. I didn't
yes.
have to.
He thinks that I would give you the sheet that has the answers on it.
All right, that's the easy one for you to start. Now, here's number 2. This will start with audio before I ask you the question.
Darvish. Josh.
You Darvish.
Wait, no! Herb Atkins.
What's his first name? I'll take just the first name. I want the full name, but you know what? I'll be nice today.
Play it again.
Remember the
Play it again.
Darvish. Josh.
You Darvish.
Wait, no!
God.
Herb Atkins. Herb is his first name.
Oh, is it? I don't
Oh,
know.
actually.
Doesn't count. What's your final answer?
Herb. Is his last name Akish?
It's very close, though.
Oh, I'm very close.
I actually
Close
think,
adjacent.
just so you know, his name is Hub Arkish. But I actually think his name is Herb, right? And he goes by, maybe I'm wrong. I thought for some reason he goes by Hub because his name is Herb.
Yeah, his real name is Herb, but that's not the name he goes by, and that's not the name you were trying to reference.
That's true. So that's a wrong.
Ergo, I win.
Ergo, who made you the boss?
Today, well, I mean, several people have made me the boss. But for some reason, this is the only show that doesn't listen
It's
to that.
because he's a
crazy.
good leader, Chew.
Oh, that's
and you know how they figured that out?
How?
They called up all the people he's led in his life and said,
Ooh. Are you a leader?
I mean,
Are you a leader or a follower?
I'm a leader in some stuff. I'm a follower in most everything else.
Okay.
If you guys trusted me, you would know that.
1 and 1?
Yeah, you're 1 and 1. All right, number 3. What exactly were you clamoring for in this insane clip?
I mean, it's time, isn't it?
Okay,
I mean,
that's
they got
easy.
rockets going everywhere into space.
Okay.
Those things
for
are
planes to go
hauling ass.
faster.
You got it.
Yeah, buddy.
That's still my favorite moment. My favorite moment of the week. If you haven't seen it, go on our Twitter at @GenGabeChewy. Listen to Chewy's.
I
what's the
destroyed
word?
that poll, too, right? 80%?
80% of people agreed that it is time for
Yes.
planes to go faster.
Anyways, this next one. So, Chewy, you are 2 and 1. If you get the next one right, you are the winner, and that means Carrie and Hartford will be the winner. Here's number 4. Starts with an audio. If it plays.
Me and Ange, not to be a Richard here, but we just invested in
What'd you invest in?
the flippy robots, the flipping burgers.
Yeah, he said most of the words there.
Yeah.
I'll give it to him. All right, Chewy, you ready? Ready? Go.
Thank you. I guess I was feeling good. That's
Yeah.
Little Butts. What was the one above mid?
It was solid content.
Solid
content. Mid, cringy,
Booty
or
cheeks.
booty cheeks.
Okay. Solid content.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's just do the last one for funsies.
The last one for funsies. Which NFL team are you calling this?
That's Green Bay Light, though. Oh, Pittsburgh.
Honestly, that was the
I
one
think
that-
the mushrooms are working. I do.
That was
They
the
said
one.
it'd take a few days to kick in.
Wow.
You're taking them for like months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was that-
And he said Herb. Not saying again that he went, 5-0 on
No,
that
that
one.
doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
It
But the
doesn't.
fact
He
that he
has no
said
idea.
Herb You don't. Oh, you're saying it wasn't.
He has no idea.
It wasn't a knowledge
What?
thing. It was just
No.
like a stumbling
You didn't
into
know
it
his
thing.
first name was actually Herb.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, no, not even a little bit.
But is that the best I've ever done? Other than the one time
Where
I
he cheated? Yeah, thank you for finally admitting it.
Wait, you cheated?
Yeah, he cheated.
Well, if I
Dingleberry.
guess I didn't cheat, I just
cheated.
Someone gave me the
You
sheet.
cheated.
So technically,
Oh, so you had
me.
seen
You
the
cheated.
sheet. I think Ashton, you probably gave him the sheet,
No,
right?
I know for a fact I didn't, and I know who it was, and I'm not going to call them out right now. It's fine.
Is it him?
I'm not saying anything.
Is it? I'm doing the head nod
I'm
to
not
the
saying
empty
anything
seat.
because I blamed you for it when it happened.
Yes, right. I told you I didn't do it.
That's why you didn't get the sheet ever again until today.
Listen, if you missed any of our shows this week, you can always find them on Wisconsin On Demand, wherever you get your podcast. That's brought to us by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. But also, I listen to my podcast typically on just the Apple Podcast, right on your phone. And if you've missed any of the podcast, Ashton does a fantastic job of naming the podcast based on some of the more outlandish, absurd things that we say. For instance, on Wednesday, you could listen to He Doesn't Want to Fist Her Around and Find Out, which was regarding our conversation about the fister. Slide it in there. Maybe no one will notice. That was on Tuesday. Giant chunks of meat in your stomach was on Monday. Also, grandfathering in Sam Cassell's balls. Talked about that a little bit. I am a little disappointed we didn't get to talk to Craig Karmazin this morning about the Giannis Antetokounmpo stuff from this week. I always think he has such a good perspective on all of those things. Did you see that Charles Barkley said that you shouldn't listen to sports on the radio, Chew?
No.
Did you hear this take from Sir Charles?
Why?
He thinks sports were meant to be watched, not listened to.
But what if you can't watch them and you're in your car?
I agree.
No, I think he's wrong.
I also think
Sometimes
that-
I like listening.
I also think that the best of the best are really good at painting mental pictures. And that's, it's part of the reason why Bob Uecker has always been so good at his job. There are obviously a number of broadcasters who we celebrate in the radio space. Was Vin Scully on the radio for a long time before he slid over to doing?
Yeah, he was doing so a long time ago. A lot of things that happened, they would do simulcast. They would do both TV and radio broadcasts would happen at the same time. The Blackhawks were very famous of doing that basically into the mid-2000s because they were cheap. We don't talk about that part. But a lot of teams did do that in the 70s and 80s and before that.
Now, are there sports that are better to listen to on the radio than others, Chew?
I think baseball's kind of easy. Football can get a little confusing with formations and motions and things like that. You don't get the full picture.
Well, sometimes you don't even get the down and distance.
Probably basketball's solid.
It's just so fast. Sometimes, is hockey good on the radio, Ashley? I'm guessing you're listening to hockey on the radio sometimes.
Hockey is really good on the radio, but same thing. It's hard to follow. And I did in college. I did some hockey play-by-play on radio. It's not easy, and also it's hard for the broadcasters even to follow. It's just so much damn stuff is happening. Players changing lines, the puck's going everywhere, the goalies are doing stuff. You got to remember these names. I can't do it.
We're gonna need that tape.
There are a lot of Packer fans that watch the television, and then if it's Buck and Aikman, turn it off and then put on Larrabee and Larry. I've never done that. I guess that'd be kind of cool.
Well, good luck figuring that out.
Do you think that you'd want to
It'd be different.
call play-by-play?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do
I
play-by-play.
couldn't call play-by-play.
You're saying you'd be the analyst. Would you do the analyst
I could do
role?
color. Yeah, but I talk about too
obscure,
intense stuff.
You know what we should do?
Behind the scenes? Inside baseball?
Yeah, coverages.
I think people like that
you
stuff,
think
man.
So?
I have a great idea. So here at ESPN Milwaukee, we are the home to some high school football, and guess who does play-by-play 99% of the time? Gabrielle does do that. I'm just saying, and maybe a guest analyst appearance for a certain school maybe near you.
That wouldn't be horrible.
in the
Chew,
fall.
one night you go out there and just do a...
It's Friday.
Yeah, what about it?
Can I drink my wine?
I'm not going to say no, and I'm not going to say yes.
It'd be very
I
interesting.
think you have to say no, actually, as his boss and as his leader.
No, but when
I'm not
I
gonna-
watch a lot of games just formationally and things like that, and a way a defense is shaded, I mean, I can call what they're going to
Well,
do.
that's
a lot
what
of
Romo
times.
was doing, right?
Yeah.
Romo was doing that where he would be able to pick up the nuances of a defense or even of an offense and be able to call the play that was coming.
But the problem is, I think people hold you to a standard where you have to be right all the time, and you're not going to be right. Like, there's times I can feel, oh, this is draw or screen written all over it. You can just feel it.
Right, but
you know?
nobody's asking you to predict the future. You're just saying what you're seeing based on
Yes.
the stuff you're seeing,
Yeah.
right?
Because
you're saying You're saying what you think is going to happen based on what you're seeing there. Boom.
And it's more based upon they can't do what they want to do because there's too many men in the box, or there's not enough in the box, which is going to cause them to obviously run the ball.
Do you think it's a ridiculous take by Barkley, Ashton? My gut was yes. My gut was, like, especially from a practical standpoint, if I'm driving around on a Saturday, no, Saturdays I do college football. Hello. If I'm driving around on a Sunday and Packers aren't playing until later in the day, I'll throw on the noon games on the radio as I'm running errands. And while to me, it's more efficient than having to sit in front of the television and watch a game. So to eliminate this option of radio play-by-play because he thinks it's the stupidest thing in the world, I think you're forgetting that there's a lot of people out there who have to get stuff done while sports are on.
My only retort to Charles would be, when was the last time you attempted to listen to a sport on the radio?
Yeah.
Because I don't think he is, and I don't think he cares to, and I don't think he has the time to. Like, that guy's busy all the time doing stuff.
Is he on the radio?
No.
Does he have a podcast?
No. Well, he used to do something, but it was video, and he's not going back and listening to stuff.
Barkley said he could not wrap his head around the concept of having to rely on someone to paint a picture of what is happening with their words.
Who's asking him these questions?
He was talking with Ernie Johnson on their podcast. LOL.
Okay. What are we
The
doing?
Steam Room. He says, I would never turn on the radio and listen to a game. That's the stupidest thing in the world.
Yeah, but what if the game is on and you had to go to your mother's for Thanksgiving?
Right,
What are you going to do? Not listen
I know
or
people-
not stay tuned into what's going on?
I know people that put it on their phone, that will put the game on their phone.
And drive?
Yeah.
That's not real safe.
I mean, I'm not saying I've done it. I'm just saying some people have done it, and maybe it works.
He says, I'm a visual person when it comes to sports. I need to see it. I just wouldn't want to listen to it on the radio. I think, again, guys, this has to do with how good your play-by-play person is, how good your play-by-play person and the analysts that they're working with are. Like, if they have worked together for a long time, it can be a really great experience. Now, again, there are certain things. Let's just talk about football specifically. I need to know when I'm visualizing a play. I need to know down and distance, right? And I need you to tell me what the down and distance is. I don't want to have to guess because they had a 6-yard gain and they were facing, 2nd and 12, or you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to figure all that out. I just want you to tell me what it is. And then I do want you to tell me the formation. I want you to tell me if it's single backfield. I want you to tell me if it's trips right. I want you to tell me so that I can visualize the formation. And then I would also like, when the play starts happening, tell me which side of the field we're on, those types of things. And that is hard, but that's how I enjoy consuming football on the radio.
But Euchre is outstanding. He's very cerebral, I mean, I actually like listening to him on the radio if I'm going somewhere.
So there's something about Euchre specifically, Chew, that where we've been conditioned. I know I have. I'll speak for myself. I've been conditioned to associate Euchre's voice with summer, right?
Yeah.
And so for, so many times, again, it's really nice to be able to be out in the yard, playing with the kids, doing some gardening, doing some yard work, and also have the game on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
That feels like summer to me. And I don't, so again, I'm not saying that Euchre's bad. I'm just saying that I have a nostalgia connection to his voice, having lived in Wisconsin for all of these years, that just feels good. It feels warm. It feels like a blanket. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it does. But baseball, you can do that because it's a much it's faster now, but it's a much slower game. I will listen to the radio, Wayne and Larry at times, and sit there and go, well, I need to know this. And it's just so hard because football's like bing, bing, bang, bang, bang. But you get the gist of it. It's not as great as watching it on television, but if that's all you got, then I don't know, it's fine for me.
Guys, get pumped up because Potawatomi Casino Hotel is bringing 24 sports betting right to the great city of Milwaukee with the Potawatomi Sportsbook. I've been to the Sportsbook. I enjoy the Sportsbook. The guys don't enjoy when I bet on the local teams at the Sportsbook, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Enjoy the convenience of self-service kiosks, odds boards, wall-to-wall TVs, free parking, great food, and a full-service bar. Put your game face on, guys. It is time to bet big and bet bold at the Potawatomi Sportsbook at the Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. Homer, Tony, living in perfect harmony. Yeah, right.
Jordan Love's been the quarterback on this show for 2 months or 40 days.
Suddenly, next year is real with Jordan Love.
Yeah, they're going to win 6 or 7 games. Yeah.
Oh,
no, the key is
oh, no. 6 or 7?
That's what they did.
I don't
with
want to
Rodgers
sit through
first
6
year.
or 7.
Rodgers happened to him his first year.
Listen to Homer and Tony weekdays from 2 to 4 on 94.5 ESPN and wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Anyone who has ever needed self-storage knows what a hassle it can be. You have to rent or borrow a truck and then find someone to help you move your stuff. And let's face it, moving furniture and heavy items without damaging them isn't easy. Renting the unit is worse. The hidden fees and admin costs are scarier than the dingy facilities you're leaving your stuff in. Why not use ClosetBox instead? ClosetBox is self-storage without leaving home. They'll pick up your belongings, store them securely, and bring any item back when you need it. The best part? Unlike traditional self-storage, you only pay for what you store. No paying for unused storage space. ClosetBox's background check storage movers are licensed, bonded, and insured and will take care of all of the heavy lifting. ClosetBox's local storage centers are temperature controlled and monitored 24/7. ClosetBox has an A+ rating from the BBB. Call 877-233-5696 now for the season's best rates. Get $50 off first month storage using code RADIO50. That's 877-233-5696. 877-233-5696.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192. It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Is the electric chair still a thing?
Okay,
they
let me
still
read the
use
tweet.
I figured everything was lethal injection at this point.
Is this usually what happens when I answer a phone call or can't read a tweet? You guys just talk about
the death penalty. Yes,
it's his fault. He did it.
Doing this show is a death penalty.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
How long are you willing to wait on hold for something? Does it matter if they tell you at the beginning of the hold how long the hold is going to be? I sat on hold yesterday for an hour and 5 minutes, Chewy. But desperate times call for desperate measures. So, full story, I am waiting for my passport to arrive. I'm leaving for Berlin in a month. And I'm getting a little nervous because when we applied for them, it was right there at the edge of the expedited 9 weeks, right? Expedited passport takes 7 to 9 weeks. We were like 9 weeks out. So that's tricky. So I called yesterday to check on the status. I've already done the online thing where I checked on the status online. I've already done all the other steps, and the only thing left to do was to call. And when I got on the line, they said, your wait to hold is longer than 1 hour.
Oh.
Would you hang on the line or would you pivot?
You have to have your passport.
Yeah.
I think you can drive to Chicago and get it like very quickly.
Are you serious right
I
now?
think my brother-in-law has done that.
Are you joking
I'm
me right now?
He had to get it within like 2 weeks or a week, and I think you can drive down there and get it quicker. But you were stuck because you have to have it. You're going to Berlin.
Yeah. And I needed to get through. So an hour and 5 minutes later, the lady comes on and tells me she can't give me a status update until May 31st.
No, I would have been a little
No, I was not happy. I was not thrilled. But if you know what your wait time is, it does feel like it takes some of the sting out of waiting, right? So I knew what I had gotten into, and I was able to get a workout in, and I was able to take a shower, and I was able to do all of the things while the phone was just sitting there playing, its music.
Mm-hmm.
That to me was like, okay, I know what I'm getting myself. It's kind of like when you go to Disney World or an amusement park and the line says it's an hour wait from here or a 90-minute wait from here. And then you make a choice based on that information, whether or not you want to get in the line.
So there was no fast pass yesterday?
No genie pass.
Dial 7 for the fast pass.
No magic carpet express portion. No, that was not there. Now here's the thing. So the other day I walked into the UPS store to return a package. And I stood at the counter, not in line. This was not a line. I was at the counter for 17 minutes. And at minute 13, I said to the gentleman, we can both recognize how ridiculous this is, right? And the guy said to me, no, I don't think this is ridiculous. And I said, I've been standing here for 13 minutes to return a package, to send a package. It is literally what you do at UPS. And it's ridiculous. We have entered the ridiculous phase of our interaction. And he was like, Adam, no, I don't think this is ridiculous at all. His manager stepped in very quickly and was like, how can I help, ma'am?
Yeah. Well, that's like, I get annoyed, like when you go to an ATM or a drive-thru of any kind, and the people that get their stuff, I understand you want to check it. But the ones that sit there for like 3 minutes, have their order, and then they hand it out to their kids while sitting at the window drives me insane.
At the drive-thru?
Yes.
Really?
That doesn't bother you?
No, because it doesn't bother me because my order has been wrong enough.
No, I'm saying check it, but I've been behind people sometimes where they're sitting at the window while they're handing their burger to their kid and their soda to their kid.
Oh, because you can see it back through the rear view window.
Yes. Pull up 20 yards and do it there, you mo.
Right, but how
Chewy
much
was right.
has the child been
Chewy
yelling
was right.
about the nuggets?
That ain't
Not
my
his problem.
No,
Exactly.
but it's the person's problem in front of you, and they are going to resolve it as quickly as possible. That's what's going to happen there.
Just a little spatial recognition, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
I always talk about shared space. You're existing in a shared space right now. So, let's be considerate of other people and their time as well. I will not do that anymore.
Okay, one of my biggest pet peeves in the world is this, and people that are very close to my heart do this, and it's very hard for me to not get angry about it. When you're in a grocery store or any sort of store and you have a cart, do not just park your cart. Correct. Move it to the side. That's it.
Correct.
Same thing. Just spatial recognition. See what's going on and just move it a little bit. Again, people that I shouldn't be getting mad at are doing it, and I'm just pushing it deeper down inside. Every time they do it, I just calmly grab the cart and move it over.
And that always ends well, just so you know, when you suppress suppress the anger.
This one is small enough to where I feel like it's fine.
Ever comes back to
I just make sarcastic remarks. You guys know me.
The Packers schedule release video was hat tip David Bakhtiari. Solid content, mid, cringy, booty cheeks. Mid right now, barely edging out booty cheeks, 33% to 31%. What will the Packers' record be headed into their bye week this season? 4-1, 3-2, 2-3, or 1-4. 3-2 and 2-3, neck and neck with 36% of your votes. Thanks for listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Wildy and Tausch is next on ESPN Wisconsin. Have a great weekend, everybody. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there.
Everything's looking pretty good across the entire area. Not seeing too many delays out there or incidents for that matter. Pretty typical Friday morning. Traffic is brought to you by the Club at Lac La Belle, the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin. Schedule your tee time at club@laclabelle.com and start your journey. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, scattered showers with a high of 64 at the lake, 70 in